I'm Mallory Contois, and welcome to Cohart Selects. Home for me is a place where I can be my full self, whatever that is that day. A lot of the ways that we filled this space was very multi-purpose as well, so it's great for entertaining, but it's also great for like a movie night and not talking to anybody. My decisions to acquire things are usually fairly impulsive, but they're not thoughtless. I identify the spaces that need to be filled, whether it's part of my arm that still needs to be filled, or a corner or a wall or something, and I sort of ruminate on what I want that place to feel like for a while, and then I just sort of keep my eyes out for things. This is one of our newest pieces, but one of my favorites. It's actually done by a friend of ours. His name is Pollock. We actually didn't choose the individual dollars. He sent them to us in a big acrylic box in the mail, and these were the ones that he sent us. I consider myself a collector of a lot of things, but not in the traditional sense or by the traditional definition. When I met the Cohart team, they were really looking at it with that same perspective, that there's this huge, huge group of people who have a defined sense of style, who are curious about art, who do want to have a unique space, who do want to be able to tell those stories about what they choose to fill their space with. I've always been really passionate about enabling human curiosity and curation and discovery. This piece over here is one of the first pieces that we bought when we came to New York. We got it at an art fair here. The artist is Lennox Campello. He goes by Lenny Campello online as well. And the title of this piece is When Death Comes, It'll Be on TikTok. It felt very present for my partner and I. We both work in tech, and it's a little bit of us making fun of ourselves. My style has changed so much throughout the years. I have had many seasons just in my adulthood. Many of those are marked by sort of like big life experiences. The biggest sort of divide for me is I had cancer when I was 25, and before that, much of my style was dictated by what was told to me was what was supposed to be my style. Something happens to you during that where suddenly you're really driven to sort of create your own world, and one that you really love. So this piece is by Hendry. I've been following her for, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years now. Most of what she was known for was colored pencil realism. She does these really amazing large-scale colored pencil realism pieces. All of her exhibits are really, really interactive, and they're all sort of like built so that people can do things at them and have fun and be lighthearted. She does these really limited edition drop pieces that are inspired by some of the bigger large-scale realism pieces that she does. When it comes to particularly art, but furniture as well, or like small pieces or books, anything like that, the story behind them becomes the differentiator of why I might choose one thing over another. It's the stories that I find myself either drawn to or relating to, or stories that I want to learn more about. It's really important to me that the human piece of it is clear. So this is actually one of the first pieces of art I ever bought. This piece is by an artist named Steve Powers. He's a graffiti artist. He's actually been in New York for, I think since the 70s or 80s. And this is a very small condensed version of a lot of the big graffiti art pieces that he had done in the city. And it's so fun because every single one of these is a little illustration of a colloquial saying or something like that. So it's actually a great conversation piece too. It's one of those things that you can look at for hours and hours. In our bedroom, we were really going for a very sort of spa, zen, calm, relaxed feeling, which, as you can see, it's a lot of white. As we've been living in the space for 8 or 9 months now, it's started to feel a little bit empty, and so we're excited to begin our search for a piece of art to go above our bed, and we're going to use Cohart to find it. It feels like we're surrounded by all of these really creative human brains and these experiences and these things that sort of motivated those people to create those things, and that to me makes the space feel much more alive and interesting and dynamic. Thank you so much for coming into my home and coming into my space and allowing me to share my things with you.